This video is about a popular person. Describe a popular person. You should say who he or she is, how you heard of him or her, what he or she is like, and explain why you think he or she is popular. It was quite hard to decide who to talk about for this topic, because there are so many popular people I could have chosen, but I have decided to talk about Adele. Adele is an English singer-songwriter and is unbelievably successful and well known all over the world. She's an incredibly hard-working woman in her mid-20s who is renowned for being outspoken and down-to-earth. She has made a successful career as a solo artist and has sold millions of records worldwide. In terms of her personality, she has a wicked sense of humour and seems really easy to get along with. I suppose that this is another reason why she has become so popular, because she just seems like a normal person. The girl next door. She doesn't seem standoffish like some famous people, and I guess this is why people love her. When did I hear about her? Well, to be honest, I'm not entirely sure. I guess it would be roughly 6 or 7 years ago. She released an album when she was 19, and if I remember rightly, her last album was called 25. I think I am right in saying that when her last album was released, she sold 1,000 copies a minute in the US. Although she is unbelievably down-to-earth despite her popularity, she is nevertheless a private person. She has a child with her husband, and she doesn't post photos of him on social media like some celebrities do. She was rumoured to have got married, but nobody knew for certain until she confirmed it at an awards ceremony. I love the fact that she guards her privacy and does not live her life through the media. Okay, so let's take a look at this model answer and let's look at some of the things that you could include in your answer if you're going to talk about a popular person, or some of these things might be useful for other topics, in particular topics about people. As usual, I'm not going to pick out everything that's highlighted, but I've highlighted things that the IELTS examiner will pick up on and will help you to get a higher mark in your IELTS speaking. First of all, I'm going to look at singer-songwriter. This is a person who writes their own songs and sings them. Ed Sheeran is another example of a singer-songwriter. I do this a lot in my model answers. I don't just put an adjective such as successful. I add another word, an adverb, to make it stronger and to improve your lexical resource. Unbelievably successful. Well known. It's important not to repeat words and repeat words from the question. Well known means popular. Here's another example of me using an adverb and not using very or really. Incredibly hardworking. Because there are a lot of topics about people, it's useful to know how to describe people. In her early 20s, in her mid-20s, in her late 20s. This useful little phrase just adds to making a positive impression on the IELTS examiner. Is renowned for. This is a much more complex way of saying is famous for. Outspoken This is somebody who is not afraid to speak their mind, is not afraid to talk about issues. Down to earth. This means somebody has their feet on the ground. They don't think they're a famous celebrity and look at me, aren't I fabulous, I'm great, I'm amazing. They still have their feet on the ground and behave like a normal person. A solo artist is someone who performs by themselves. They're not in a group or a band. Note how I've introduced this paragraph in terms of. You could also use as for, with regards to. Now you probably know the expression a good sense of humour. This is a bit more complex, it's a bit more informal, and it's something we say in England a lot, a wicked sense of humour, and it means a really great sense of humour. The girl next door. I also use this in the famous athlete when I talked about Harry Kane as the boy next door. The girl next door is just like an ordinary girl who lives next door to you. She's not like a celebrity. Standoffish is an adjective and it describes somebody who's very distant, very cold and just not very friendly at all, which some celebrities can be. A useful little tip to make your answer longer, and it's something you do very naturally in your own languages, repeating the question or repeating parts of the question. So when did I hear about her? Well, to be honest, I'm not entirely sure. Very useful for lots of topics. You don't have to say, I learnt about her in 1992. She probably wasn't born then, so you couldn't. But that's a very boring, doesn't have very good complex language. So learn this expression. I'm not entirely sure. I guess it would be roughly. This is a useful word, can be used in IELTS Writing Task 1 Academic, and it means about. If you're talking about a pop star, music, we talk about them releasing an album. A very useful idiomatic expression here, if I remember rightly, and I'm saying if I remember correctly, so when I'm not sure, but I'm saying, you know, I think it's this. And so it's a great little expression to have, and you can use it probably for every Part 2 topic that you talk about. Another one that could be used in lots of topics. I think I am right in saying that. Okay, a lot of topics we can talk about social media. In writing we can talk about social media. So this is useful language to post photos on social media. When we put a photo online or write something online, we talk about posting it. Rumoured. This means we don't know it's true, but people are talking about it. It's a rumour. And the verb here is being used in a passive sense. She was rumoured to have got married. So she never said she got married, but people are saying we think she's married because she's wearing a ring now. To know for certain, this means you know it's 100% true. She confirmed it. She said, yes, I am married. So that means to confirm something. Very useful for topics of celebrity, famous people, popular people, to guard your privacy. And that means to keep your private life private. To live your life through the media, this is what a lot of celebrities do nowadays. They put pictures of their houses online, their children online, their holidays online, and they're living their life through the media.